Imagine a stormy dawn in the year 1013 off the rugged coasts of England. A Viking longship slices through the waves, its warriors, fierce, fur-clad berserkers, poised for raid. At the prow stands Harold, a chieftain whose name echoes in sagas yet unwritten. His grip tightens on his sword, its blade catching the first light like captured lightning. This is no ordinary weapon. It bears the mark that strikes terror into foes and envy in allies. Ulfberht. In the chaos of clashing shields and splintering spears, Harold's blade sings. It bites deep into an Anglo-Saxon shield wall, unyielding, where lesser irons would bend or shatter. One stroke fells a thane, another parries a fatal blow. But across the field, young Bjorn, Harold's eager kinsman, wields a similar sword, traded for 2 oxen and a silver hoard. His strikes falter, the blade warps under pressure, snaps like dry birch in a blizzard. Bjorn falls, bloodied and betrayed, his life snuffed by a counterfeit curse. In that moment, the stakes of Viking survival hinged not just on valor, but on the hidden alchemy of steel, a secret that propelled these raiders from marauders to legends. The tale of Ulfberht's swords begins centuries earlier, in the fires of the 9th century, amid the Viking Age's thunderous expansion from 800 to 1000 AD. Europe trembled under dragon-prowed ships, as Norsemen carved empires from ice to Mediterranean shores. Yet beneath the myths of Odin and endless plunder lay a quieter revolution, metallurgy that mocked the era's limits. Over 170 of these blades have clawed their way from riverbeds, bogs and barrows across Scandinavia, the Baltic, even as far as Spain and Iceland. Each whispers of excellence unmatched until the industrial age. Picture the forge, not in some smoky Viking hut, but perhaps in the Rhineland's shadowed valleys, heart of the Frankish realm. Modern France, Germany, whispers of Italy. Here, mastersmiths, their faces scarred by sparks, toiled under the flicker of bellows. But the true marvel wasn't their hammers, it was the ingots they shaped. Ulfberht, swords, weren't forged from Europe's bog iron, that impure sludge-yielding blades brittle as autumn leaves. No, these were born of crucible steel, a high-carbon elixir, 0.5 to 1% pure, 3 times richer than rivals. Envision the process, a ritual of fire and fury demanding 3000 degrees Fahrenheit in clay-sealed crucibles packed with charcoal and iron shards. For 11 grueling hours the furnace roars, liquefying metal into a molten soup where carbon infuses like forbidden knowledge. Slag, those vile impurities, floats away, leaving steel so homogeneous it flexes without fracturing, slices without dulling. Hammers pounded flat over days, folding layers 1,000 times, birthing a blade with a subtle wave pattern, echoing the distant Damascus steels of legend. Then the brand, heated iron stamps, Palsvelf bi Eushe, flanked by crosses, odd talismans on pagan weapons, perhaps invoking Frankish bishops or ancient Roman wards against evil. But whence this steel? The drama unfolds across continents. Europe in the 9th century knew no such purity. Its smiths chased shadows of quality through pattern welding, twisting rods into marbled mockery. The real source? A perilous trade snaking 3,000 miles east via the Volga River, from Swedish lakes to Persian heartlands. Iran, Afghanistan's crucible heart. Viking merchants, those sly wolves in dragon ships, bartered amber, furs, slaves for these ingots, wood steel traded from Indian forges through Silk Road bazaars. One misstep, a storm, a bandit ambush, and the cargo sinks, dooming a generation's arsenal. By the 11th century, Russian princes choke the rout. Blockades rise like walls of fate. Production halts. The super sword fades, its secrets buried with the old gods as Christianity tames the north. Who was Ulfberht? The name tantalizes, a Frankish whisper meaning wolf-bright, evoking a cunning smith or guild whose mark became medieval luxury, akin to a chieftain flaunting Byzantine silk. Yet over 200 years, no single hand could etch them all. Perhaps a dynasty of forgers, their workshop a guarded right, or a brand peddled by churchmen to pagan foes, crosses gleaming as ironic peace offerings. The stakes soared, Genuine Ulfberts weren't mere tools. They were heirlooms, status etched in steel, buried with jarls to guard Valhalla's gates. Owning one meant wealth to ransom kings, prowess to claim thrones. Enter the shadow. Fakes. As fame spread, greed festered. Illiterate copyists hammered inferior iron, aping the script with sloppy plus Ulfberht plus. Note the missing cross, the bloated letters. Of 44 examined by scholars, only 11 shone true. The rest brittle frauds, shattered in the quench, their edges keen but spines weak as whispered oaths. Imagine the horror. A warrior, belt deep in Frankish fury, swings, and his blade explodes into shards. He dies, cursing the trader who palmed off the lie for a fortune. These counterfeits flooded markets from Norway to Novgorod, preying on the illiterate, turning prestige to peril. One saga hints at a chieftain's duel lost to such treachery. His line extinguished, feuds ignited that scarred fjords for generations. Yet the genuine endured, their legacy a forge fire in history's gloom. In 2003, a Nova expedition tasked blacksmith Richard Furrer to recreate one using Viking tools, no modern cheats. 13 months of sweat yielded triumph, a blade that cleaved armor like parchment, proving the ancients' genius. Today, museums hoard them. The Wallace collection's lone authentic a silent sentinel. Ulfbert's swords remind us, innovation isn't invention alone, but daring trade, unyielding craft, and the gamble of authenticity. In an age of axes and ambushes, they turned men into myths, battles into ballads. What if one such blade, lost to time, decided Europe's fate? The mystery lingers, sharp as the day it was drawn.